Now then, people, welcome back to the White Rose Rivals. I hope you are all doing well. We are a man down, Tom, and oh God, it's been that long. I forgot his name. Ant. How bad's that? Sorry, Ant. Tom and Ant can't make it. Hull City are not here. Probably makes sense, seeing as though they were walloped 4-0 by Norwich. It's interesting how they're both not available tonight, isn't it? But hey, yo, we can't but all be on winning runs, can we, Ash and Matt undefeated? You know, you must be loving it. I don't know what's happened there.
Hey, mate, 7 points out of possible 9 from the last 3 games. I'll take that, mate. Yeah. Fine form for an international break.
Yeah. Joe, we're at bouncing people. We were bouncing people. That's the only team we can beat. We've beaten twice in 4 days. Can we play you every week? Yeah, I'll tell you what, Joe. The fixtures this week for our teams, and I plan for that being it, they're absolute.
They're tough. Yeah, there's some beauties.
Mouthwaters. This is what it's all about this week, and there's some right good dads. It's probably the worst of everyone's, but honestly, what a weekend of sport, man. It's super.
100%. As I was like sort of prepping for the show, because I do prep, I saw that Sunderland Hull have Sunderland at home, and then Wednesday have got Burnley at home, and I looked at both of them fixtures. I'm thinking there's a big possibility them two teams probably could get a result for us, and then obviously we play Sheffield United on Friday, so if we win that, and the rest of the Yorkshire teams do what they need to do, then we might be in, second or third.
I was in Benidorm watching your last game on a Friday night, and we're going well till about 22, 35 hours Spanish time, and then it was bad, Joe, right? Because everything in Benidorm's on a legal stream, so everyone's on a stream, so we're watching it. And my mates just text me like Melly, and he just put one of those, I can't say it, wank signs come out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're
and
all
right. My mate said with Leeds.
Is that you? Is it? Because trust you ain't, one of them.
Straight, they were buzzing, like, because obviously we were winning, and Paul, I think they were Paul winning Connors' guys. Just keep watching, mate. I felt for him, mate. Honestly, I did feel. I know people won't believe it, but I just think it's a cool game. Yeah, but goalkeepers, like, you're making errors. Like, strikers make so many, not really said, and then it's a brutal game, mate.
It is. I think.
I like the fan view. It's one of my favourite things to do now. I said it on one of our podcasts. You know the vloggers in the Great Game. So there was one for the Leeds United, and when the guy obviously put the ball in, it's like, oh, that's a crap cross or crap pass, and then
Joe, I've never seen a video being retweeted.
Of your video, Joe. Yeah.
Don't, man, don't.
Yes. Fantastic.
I don't know what got said or nothing because I just muted it. I don't read that shit. It's not good for the mental health, so I just stayed away from it.
Any publicity is good publicity, mate, for the channel.
I'm the same, Joe. Like, after we got beat 8-0 by Newcastle, there was a video that went out from Paddy Power, and they had me on it. And I, at no point, looked at it, read any of the comments. Nope. I was like, no, that's not going to be good for me.
Exactly. The worst crack was, man, I had the stain on my top. Which, it's a brew, right? But you can't see it when I'm sat like this. So I just go, fuck it, I'll put it on, man. It doesn't matter. But obviously, I've stood up, and there's a big fucking stain. My brother sent me, I said to my brother, don't send me that. He went, it's not bad. I went, I don't want to know at all. So yeah.
We got a regular guy who always joins us, Ben, and he always tweets stuff, and he copies videos, does little cuts out, and he did one of yours about, it must have been about 10 minutes after, mate. He was proper on it, and he got sent and everything, and he's like, I think he's on now, actually, just mentioned, got to bring up the video of Joe after Millie's mistake.
Also, Joe, what is it you've got behind you?
This?
Yeah.
It's a jet wash.
Why?
Well, so basically during the transfer window, there's some strange folks, I mean, I say that with the jet wash behind me, that watch jets, private jets for players. And it was doing me head in. They kept asking me, have you checked this flight? And I just said, listen, like, stop following you set of jet washers. But I meant to say watchers. And then I have a jet wash downstairs that I've used once. So I thought, fuck it, I'll put it behind me. Jet washers assemble. It was just a bit of, I
like it.
So it's last time I mentioned the goal, but don't it get you mad when everyone says, well, they were celebrating like they won league? I'm sorry, mate. It's 96. Your crowd's disappeared down the tunnel. You've given it up. You're just probably talking to your mate thinking, see you next week. And you look round and that ball's spun. I'm sorry, mate. If you can't lose your shit to that, then just...
No, of course.
That is football, mate. It was wild. It's why we love it, why we hate it. But honestly, mate, it just the championship, what is in it? It just never stops, man. I
live in Sunderland now, so I'd gone down to Halifax on the weekend to see my ma with my kids, and then I got my neighbour tagging me, and I was like, "What's this?" And I'm in a Sunderland banter group. So when I came back on the Sunday night, I've gone to the bookies on the Monday. I popped in the shop and they're all like, "Way!" I was like, "Oh no, I just want the ground to swallow me up." But hey, it is what it is.
Just put a wig on, cap and glasses, mate.
How can people like we go? Well, you took a point before it, and it's always a good job. But you don't see it like that, bollocks, mate. It's 20-10. You've done your job. Your balls in corner.
It was shocking.
Oh, mate, move it on. Sorry, man, but
no, it's fine. It's good. It's good to chat about it. Well, we won't bother with Hull, but Hull were battered 4-0 by Norwich. They've got Sunderland at home at the weekend, so hopefully they can do us a favour. I think they've won like.
Why is this part of this new deal? Is always a game on a Sunday now? Because I've noticed it for a few weeks. Is that? Isn't it weird that it just goes up against the Premier games? I just don't get it. And
there's no one watching them, is there, numbers-wise, apart from the teams that support them?
Man City's on at the same time, innit? But it's like, I get they want bang for their buck, but why don't they? In fact, that's bollocks because it's on at 12 o'clock this time, but there always seems to be a 3 o'clock game now and that as well. I don't like this that's creeping into these Sunday afternoon games and stuff. It's just not where it should be for me, but I get in Premier League, but not in Championships. Never has been for me, that.
No. To be honest, I don't think they did it because of Birmingham and Wrexham anyway, to get some of that American viewership. That's why that new deal came in, and that's surely, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds, Rob, all that sort of vibe. I guess
tonight. The weekend starts.
Won't clash?
Shrewsbury and Stevenage tonight or something in it. Jesus.
But you don't want it on a Sunday because that's NFL Sunday, isn't it, in America? So you don't want it to clash with that. I don't.
If it's early though. Early time seems to be all right.
But that's the thing; it's too early because they've got the early game in the NFL, which is for if you're on the West Coast, which is in the morning. So it's got to be. I guess if you're on the West, you would be too early, and if you're on the East, it'll be like who watches football with their cornflakes? I mean, maybe you do.
I don't watch that rubbish anyway. Whatever it is, I use
the NFL.
I don't watch that crap.
Well, it's brilliant, so you should.
Nah, the only thing I'd say kind of brings it onto your game.
42.
I can't believe your game's tomorrow, internationals. It's like everyone's flying back. I think it's bollocks that, mate. And there's no way that a Man City or a Liverpool game would be on a Friday. I just think it's totally wrong.
It's wrong also because
for a Saturday, didn't he?
Our game against Barnsley was moved to the Monday night before the next international break, but because of potential international calls for Barnsley, they've moved it to Friday. Even though, but what difference does it make? It's a day. But then if it goes as a Friday, what's the problem with that one being a Monday? It's just EFL being EFL.
Yeah.
And it's like, why schedule all these League One games? I think just yours game, Matt, last week, the one with another. So you're basically just cancelling 10 games every other internationals. It's just, I don't get it. I thought a League One, I thought, it's all right now. At least we'll get a few more Saturday games. And, mate, obviously, because we've got Northern Ireland under 21 internationals at Huddersfield and what have you. It's like, it's just off. But I know a guy who got mugged off on this brilliant. We were meant to be playing Leyton Orient, and him and his missus is like, I'll go to the football and you can do shopping. And I says, mate, you haven't booked it. I'll be like, yeah. I says, mate, it'll get called off, and it did. So we had to do shopping all day. But, mate, you've got to do your own work, haven't you, man?
Yeah, you have. Vic's just cooked me there. He says Joe won't watch NFL, but he much prefers wrestling. I do still watch wrestling. I hold my hands up, so maybe I should keep my mouth shut when it comes to things like NFL if I'm still watching a bit of wrestling.
Hey, Joe, I used to love wrestling. I went to watch wrestling live when I was a kid. It was fantastic. Ultimate Warrior. Yeah. Hulk Hogan, Yokozuna, Papa Shango, IRS, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man,
wow,
Jake the Snake.
Yeah, but you started that with the right sentence, Hal, when you were a kid.
Yeah, I stopped 1 hour about 12, but that's fine, Joe. You do you.
Yeah, leave me alone, man. It is what it is. It's like soap opera, but for men, I think.
Anyway. I mean, the men that you're watching aren't wearing a lot of clothes, so what's the appeal?
Well, actually, yeah, but anyway, there's some lovely women as well. There's some lovely women. Right, let's
a bit serious, Joe, but we've got to mention George Baldock. I mean,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Chris Wilder were mentioning it today, and he's found it really difficult, like for the lads to concentrate on the game and understandably some of the videos, the pictures that I've seen so much. It's an awful moment, isn't it? Like for anything, but when you like you screw through social media, like what, just when you see that and 31's no age, and I hope it's true because obviously you see a lot of bollocks stuff on social media. But Panathinaikos, they are paying? That's where they were playing, wasn't it? But they're on his contract for his family and that as well. But it's awful, isn't it? And seeing, was it your captain Ash that laid the shirt on? It was, I don't know if it's a fan or a Wednesday, but often football fans get bad reps and stuff. But seeing a lot of them Wednesday scarves at Bramall Lane, honestly, it makes you think they are. Even sometimes even some of the crowd behaviour, you think there's some absolute. It's stuff like it brings it close together, but
I think you're right, Cossy. Like football fans do come together when it's for something serious. 100%, I think.
Yeah, I think I did put something from our podcast thing about obviously times like this. There is no colours in football. It is one thing, and any player or any player of a club that obviously loses their player or an ex-player of theirs so young as well. It's heartbreaking.
Al, to be there 7 seasons, or 7 years at United, he must have been some player. Well, I've always thought he would a calm player. He could play in a lot of different positions, really dependable player, just a good signing, and involved with 2 promotions. Some of the stuff that Ollie McBurney put on there, just when he'd have a beer, just like stuff you don't normally see as a player, letting it just seemed like a really good bloke. It's so tragic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think that if you want a bit more on this, Joe and I had quite a long conversation about him, and I think Joe said some really poignant words, and that is on a video that we did yesterday, day before.
Yeah, day before, Tuesday, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really want to repeat too much that I've said on there. I will just say that George was everything you said, Cozzy. Really lovely man. 31 is no age. It is absolutely tragic. I think it'll take a long time for the Blades fans community to get over it. It is true that Panathinaikos are going to honour the 3-year contract. And we're in the process of actually trying to get something sorted as fans. We've been discussing with Panathinaikos groups about organising something every year in honour of George. Maybe that'd be a friendly, maybe it'd be like a fan cup, maybe it's some sort of fundraiser. We don't know. It's all a bit too soon, but the idea of the seed being sown, I think, is important. And we've got to keep the conversation going as well, because there'll be times coming up where people forget, they stop talking. And actually, it's really important when you are feeling a little bit down and you suddenly remember, we spoke about Johnny from Shore View. We're now speaking about George Baldock. And I say it repeatedly, my DMs are always open. And anyone who's struggling with this sort of thing, mental health of any kind, or a tragedy like this, please talk.
Al, you had it tough as well. Maddie Cusack, obviously, passing away and taking on life as well. It's just you don't know what people are going through, do you? And that as well. And I think some of the stuff that's put on social media and other stuff is just there's a person in there and you just don't know. I think sometimes you read some of the stuff and I think since that Monsters took over, I think this seems to have got even worse. Maybe it would have cesspit before, but it's just
no. Well, do you know what? This morning it's got even worse. They're moving away the block function.
Yeah,
have you not seen that?
Yeah. I have seen that, and that is a really odd move because
it is insane. I've already changed my privacy on my tweets, so you have to follow me. I thought all that's going to generate is people that were previously blocked can now screenshot your tweet and just take the piss that way.
Yeah. It's an awful idea. Terrible. There's been a lot of things that have changed on Twitter since Elon Musk took over. It is a much worse place, and it seems to be it was always a cesspit. It was always horrible. It seems to have got worse, and it is a shame because it is actually a great place for people to come together and do positive things and do good. We helped raise a lot of money. We've ended up through Sheffield United Way paying for the funeral for Johnny, and I can't tell you how much that means to us to be able to do that. And that is in 2 days. But there are good things, but there are also really, really bad things, and this unfortunately will will just make it worse.
It's so bad. It's so bad that they even think that that's a smart decision. Like, they can see what you tweet, but not in. Like, it's just insane. But yeah, I don't get it. Yeah. Okay. Right. We'll move it on slightly. Matt, I was going to come to you because we spoke about the Americanization, and obviously you play Wrexham this weekend. So let's start there, buddy. Unbeaten in 4, like, going into this, which is quite the turnaround after what was a bit of a shaky start. Can you continue that good form against Wrexham? Obviously, you're on home soil. It will be a tough ask, but can you make it 5 undefeated, pal?
It wouldn't surprise me. I talked a few weeks ago about it being difficult to kind of grab onto any kind of pattern of play or chances that are kind of happening. And since it went off Sam Numbers' arse and got us that win, the really turned around in performance. There's an identity about the team a little bit. It's not just direct. They're mixing up a little bit. There's a couple of different types of goals last week. We scored against Peterborough, 3 different types of goals that we scored. There's a turnaround. There's a positivity about the place now, which happens when you win the games, I know, but because the negativity was so heavy, it feels like a different place right now. Wrexham have had a great start, probably better than anybody thought. I thought they'd probably sit mid-table this season, but they've recruited pretty well in the summer. Phil Parkinson knows the level as well, to be fair. So it's going to be tough. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be horrible, probably. Steve Evans against Phil Parkinson doesn't scream pretty football.
What about that Malik Roots goal? That was sexy football. That just shows what he can do. He's such a
It's his evil twin. It's his evil twin. That's what it is. There's no way that player showed up at Hillsborough, I'm telling you. Well, he did it twice now.
He did it against Huddersfield, cost his lot, and then did it that one on last week. Was such a good goal from halfway line.
Alison Duncan, he just keeps getting mentioned. Every time I put like some kind of brilliant. Alison Duncan, everyone wants him, mate. How good is it?
Ooh, how good is he, Matt?
Where I went then. So again, to all the question.
Alison Duncan, mate. Every time I kind of put, someone's interested in Premier League scouts are watching him. Is he that good, mate? It must be hard to gauge though, like League One. But is he in the next Maguire maybe or someone? I don't know.
I reckon he's the next John Stones, which is odd coming from Rotherham. I don't know. We've only seen him against Newcastle under 21s. I'm back. Internet's going. We've only seen him once against Newcastle under 21s. He looked fine. Nothing. The biggest compliment you can kind of pay him is that it looked like he should be playing alongside all the senior pros. He didn't do anything special. Wasn't sexy. Wasn't exciting. But he just looked like he'd been playing there for 3 or 4 years. He's only 16, so he's not on a professional contract yet. We only signed him in August. We signed him from Doncaster City, so we were playing at 10th tier a few weeks ago, and now he's playing professional football. So
already the Premier League clubs are circling.
We'll have to wait and see.
Matt, our division, you're 15th and you're 3 off 5th. It's incredible. There's 4 points between like 5th and 18th in our division, and there's 3 games coming up in there next week. So I don't know when it's going to pan out, but it's a bit mad, really, isn't it? Our division. I think we've got Birmingham and then Wrexham. They're talking bollocks to them owners. Like, we're having a consolidation season. They don't, no chance, mate. Wrexham are going for it, man.
Yeah.
So I hope you beat them, mate. We really need you to win on that Saturday. I hope you do it, man. Big Steve's doing his thing again. Come on.
Let's hope, man. Let's hope. Are you confident, Matt, going into it?
Fairly confident because of the turnaround in performances recently. There's like we only had like 25% possession against Peterborough, but we scored 6 goals. There could be bits of defending and a really good save from the keeper. We're starting to create chances in a way that kind of makes sense now. And I think that with being at home, you have to back yourselves. No, Wrexham are a good team, but you got to back yourself at home. Their away record's not amazing historically under Parkinson so far. If we go again unbeaten, like I said, because we've got 3 games this week, Leyton Orient and Stevenage, you can get something out of this one and then maybe target those Leyton Orient and Stevenage. You look at maybe another 7-game week for us, that'd be amazing. That would really put us back in the mix. Other teams have got a few games because we've played both international breaks. They've got some games in hand, but points on the board, it'd be amazing for us.
Matt, Well, you got obviously 3-1 up. With that like point gain or 2 loss, what did you think, mate?
Well, like what you said earlier about Leeds, if we put up the game, you offered me a point to it, Peter, I took that. But when you're 3-1 up at half time, you think, God, especially away from home as well, it's 2 soft goals, 2 corners. Again, especially Steve Evans' team, you expect to be quite solid from set pieces, and there were 2 really easy goals to concede. Really frustrating, but it's important to kind of take a step back and say, right, there's a massive step forward in performance. It's difficult to take when you were 3-1 up, but there was a massive step up. So I chose to be positive, even though it was very, very difficult. Is
there now renewed optimism for that? I know it's still early anyway, so maybe the optimism never went, but top 6 still doable?
Yeah, thanks to that little run we went on. Yeah, we felt like we were cut adrift at one point. But listen, if had we won on Saturday, we'd have gone within a point of the playoffs. So we're now within just a couple of points. So there's positivity again. And if you win against tomorrow, you're going to get even more positivity. There's a feeling that the corner has kind of, for me there is anyway, I think the tide has turned a little bit for us.
Nice. I hope that proves to be the case. And hopefully if you sell this next Johnny Stones, they might get Wi-Fi in Rotherham, and then we'll all be laughing. Give us a score prediction, Matt.
I will go 3-1 towards this week.
Good stuff. That is big.
Yeah, Harris might be out. I had that written down. Your main man, mate. Could be done, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a shame. He scored the goal, and Jordan Hugill came on and we were a waste of space last week. But hopefully it forces a bit of a change.
He signed for West Ham, you know. He was a Premier League player. It's insane.
It's insane. It's mad. He looked like he'd never kicked a ball for the second half last week in his life. It was ridiculous. But it might force a change. Nombe's been really, really good, so it might force Nombe to come a bit more centrally. And it might be a blessing in disguise, but then he might stick with Hugill. So it'd be interesting to see what the lineup is Saturday, because I think it's his hamstring, Clark Harris, so I think there'll be no chance for this week, I don't think.
Nice, cool. Right, should we do Huddersfield then? You know, you arrested the 4-game, winless run. You beat Barnsley.
I watched it in a game, Barry Bendon. This Barnsley fan came in and
you were away again?
Well, I was still there, obviously, after then.
Oh, right, okay.
Wouldn't let me out of the country after that, obviously, with that incident when I filmed that woman and I got arrested. But I managed to escape. But, mate, he was all right until, we scored. But I tell you what, not a good moment. So they walked out in this pink shirt. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, what? That shirt, how bad's that shirt? And the guy goes, yeah, it's for breast cancer awareness. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, how do I move this? So I'm like, actually, it's a nice shirt. It's for a good cut. I was just thinking, God, that's probably why but the thing is, Joe,
that is you all over. That is you all over. Be like, mate, no, Cossie, no. It just comes out.
Firmly boost, as they say in La Rochelle, mate. Mate, we played well, but we didn't look like we were going to get a winner against Barnsley. And we got 2 late goals, but again, you're kind of going away thinking, how bad were they? And we just needed something, mate. But to be fair, the performances have been improving a little bit. And then, we played in the magnificent Bristol Street Motors Trophy and beat them again, 2-0. But we've had a bit of a blow, really, because the guy we've got known from Wolves, little kind of midfielder who likes to dictate the play, which is what we've needed, really. Joe Hodge is out for 2 months. Honestly, we have so many injuries. It's untrue. And it's a bit of a blow, that, mate, because the midfield's pretty pedestrian. So I don't know what Duff's going to do to try and change that. But again, yeah, I mean, you're looking at big weeks. You've got Bristol Rovers this Saturday, then Exeter City, a huge game. But to be fair, then you've got Wrexham in the middle. So this is the thing, when you get 3 games in a week, you're trying to pinch them. You're thinking, 7 points is good. But yeah, it's always going to be the same in that League One, Joe, isn't it? You're going to go to Bristol Rovers at home thinking we should win and we should beat Exeter at home, and the guys got to do it. I mean, Duff's been saying in his press conference, the guys have got expectation levels that is on to win, because obviously for a few seasons it's always been, contain and get a point here and this, that and the other. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting, mate. But to be fair, one of the strikers, Duhulovic, who's been again permanently injured, he's fit and he's looking sharp. So yeah, it's just one of those. We're 9th, but like I said there, there's what we're written down, there's 4 points between 5th and 18th. It's crazy. But we've won 5 and lost 5, Joe. So like I said in our podcast, is your glass half empty or half full? And
it is mad because when I was looking earlier on, obviously to like see the results and all that sort of stuff. The fact that you lost them 4 games on the spin, but you're still in the top 6, Cossie, must give you confidence that if you can, put on a decent run, you should be all right.
Yeah, and you know what, Joe? Even though we've got like a big squad, whether it's full of quality, I don't know, but compared to a lot of other teams in the division, we've got some like decent strength in depth, even with a few out we've got at the moment. So I don't think there's any excuses really. And yeah, it's hard to know if just like one game against a poor Barnsley side like is a turning point, but you've just got to be winning your own. I think the thing, I know it's a stupid thing to say, but obviously if you're not drawing, it's like you can do the maths calc. I don't know, you might win 2 and draw 7 and lose 1 or something. It might look better. You've only lost 1 in 10, but I suppose if you're not joined, you can kind of rise up quite quickly in that as well. But yeah, the Wrexham game on Tuesday will be quite interesting. And they've chosen us for TV, BBC One on when we played Tamworth. But you know what, Michael Duff, I mean, come on, someone's going to say it here, but they asked him what he knew about Tamworth. Come on, someone must reply. You'll know what he said. Come on, say it. What do you know about Tamworth? Come on, Matt. Joe. Come on, Ash. Al.
I know nothing about Tamworth.
No. It's a service station. That's all I know. That's what he said, and I thought, why just said that, mate? They're going to put it in that dressing room, put it on thingy. Listen what the manager says. He calling your service station is, go on, get into them dogs and all that, mate. So, yeah.
Is that what he said, really? That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
It was a bit of a banter, like, what do you know about Tamworth? And he was saying, yeah. But then he said, I know a few mates in the Midlands, but he says, I know there's a service station that I've stopped at a few times, but I just thought, I'm a bit offended if I'm a Tamworth person.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, to be fair, if that is all he knows about it, he's just being honest.
Yeah, no, can't be like that now, Al, though, because it gets.
You can't make it up. You can't go, I love Tamworth's world famous ice rink, and then you find out he hasn't got one. You've got to be honest.
Yeah, but I bet they didn't ask him straight after Joe made it. He had a few days to do a bit of research and get an answer.
But it's quite an unusual question. You don't normally say, right, Ten Hag, what do you know about Craven Cottage and the surrounding area? It's normally just to talk about the team, don't they? And I think he probably wasn't expecting that.
But even worse, that you've got that Radulovic guy who's come like from Scandinavia. He was a player. They always have a player and manager, don't they? Like, so in the end, I asked him today, it's just how you've been settling in. He said, oh, it's quite boring in Huddersfield. Says I've saw this where I was before. We're boring in Huddersfield's as boring as well. I'd have to stop. Mate, I think you could say that, but I don't know if he's. Maybe the 2 first. It's not the most exciting place. I think we've got a 10-pin bowling place that probably could do with doing up. There's a cinema. I don't think what else entertainment in Huddersfield is. Yeah,
the hospital's good, mate. It looked after me mum when she was ill last year. So yeah, the hospital's decent, but outside of that, there's not much.
Does that count as a tourist attraction?
Well, she had to go from Halifax, so I guess a bit of tourism there.
Yeah, I think you're confusing. We've been over this before, Joe. Necessity for fun.
Yeah, the other big news kind of the week, we've kind of our stadium's like the ownership's a bit weird, but the council sold the share 40% to the owner, so we kind of own 80% of the stadium. It sounds like the rugby team are going to move it out as well. So all of a sudden, it's like a stadium, so they need to start getting some concerts. There's someone who's, I'm going to look it up, they finally got a concert back. So when it first came out, they said, this is going to be a concert venue when it opened in 95. And they had Bruce Springsteen when he was decent when he started, and then they've had nothing for ages and stuff. But I'll look it up, and they've got a gig for next year. But I suppose it's good that the chairman's trying to like get the stadium, like, and there's a lot of stuff like, you look at it now, it feels like Industrial Town Ground where, like before, it's the council not done a lot to it, and obviously the rugby team played in it. So yeah, but like I said, all this stuff's good. Nice blue seats, nice electronic scoreboard, pre-match, blah blah blah. People don't care; they expect 3 points on Saturday. That's all that fans want really most of the time, innit? But yeah, I think we'll scrape it on Saturday 2-1.
Yeah. 2-1 against Bristol Rovers. There you go. Up the Huddersfield. Right, let's do Wednesday. Let's do Sheffield Wednesday next. We'll save obviously Leeds Blades for the final one. But Wednesday, another team on a run, mate, unbeaten in 3, and we're concerned after a little bit. And huge turnaround. And you've got Burnley next.
Yeah.
Can you do us teams at the top a favour? It'll be tough, like, but can you?
Yeah.
You did against West Brom.
Yeah, hopefully. The 7 out of the last 9 against obviously top of the table West Brom. A good point away at Bristol City midweek. I thought that was pretty. The game was awful, but it was a good point. And then away at Coventry, which I know they've not started very well. They never do, but they were the last couple of seasons they've been up there, aren't they? So I think 3 good games to get 7 points out of. A little bit of a corner turn, as like Matt said, with Rotherham. It's tough pass though. Even at Hillsborough, we have been a lot better at Hillsborough, but Burnley sitting 3rd, and I think they've only lost once against Sunderland. So it's going to be a tough ask, but I'm always positive, mate. And I think we'll do ourselves a favour before we do either of your team's favours.
That's fair.
Ash,
I think go on, Cossie.
To your games are like late winners. Does that? I'm gonna this is weak research, but does this show that your team's getting fitter and goes to the end and shows a good spirit? But you know what, that whole thing. Obviously we had Wagner, and I know Joe Younger put in and he was a dickhead and jumping on players and celebrating in the corner with a thingy. But I liked that what he did at commentary. I know typical English, disrespectful, should have shook Robinson's hand and all that, but I love that wild kind of bollocks to everyone. I was running to the fans, even though everyone else would perceive him being arrogant. I just thought, again, it just showed that connection, mate, and that he wanted to be like with the fans and the team, and it was a good thing, that, mate. But just 2 late winners, I just think that's good, mate. When you see that, it just you're trying to win the game, energies levels is good. It must be good. That
the West Brom and the commentary, two totally different games, but West Brom first half 2-0 up, cruising, really best half of football we've played this season, and then for them to come back 2-2 and then us get the winner after them coming back at Hillsborough, it's like, oh, well, they've scored in the 82nd minute or whatever it was, and it's like, oh, heads down, and then we go up and score in the 86th. To compared to commentary where we were 1-0 down and we overturned obviously a deficit with a great goal by Shea Charles. But yeah, I know it's easy for me to say because I'm on the right side of it, but when your manager screams down the touchline like 50, 60 yards after scoring, you do like to see it. But then I can understand that some of the commentary fans saying, oh, it's disrespectful, but you do want to see that from your manager, don't you? You want him to be invested. And them fans, there was 2,500 at commentary, rightly deserve that. And I think I'm all up for it.
Of course, man. Love a bit of passion. I think Mourinho, like when he ran down the touchline at Old Trafford, or when they beat Barcelona and he ran on the pitch giving it this when he was Inter manager. I love that shit, mate. I think it's unreal.
Steve Jones as well. Steve Evans, sorry, not Steve Jones. Going to Google running down the touchline.
What was shit up his back?
Yeah, that concert is Stereophonics. Are they any good? Have they seen better days? What's your thoughts?
Where's this come from? Where's that come?
Obviously, you won't listen to what I was saying, Joe, but it don't matter, mate.
No, about the Huddersfield game, I was, but what you on about Stereophonics for?
You know, because the stadium's going to we've got more than share now, innit? And so we're trying to get concerts back. And I said, I can't remember it one. It's Stereophonics, mate. 14th of June. And I know you're going to say, well, it's only time you see it. Well, go on, Joe. Say it, mate.
No, man. Although Kelly, the lead singer from Stereophonics, is a massive Leeds fan, so he might give some Leeds salutes while he's there. I'm almost certain he will. So let's see how that goes down. So there you go. Yeah, sorry, I was listening to you about the gigs, mate. I just didn't know the Stereophonics. I promise.
I'll tell you what, Burnley have got some men out, but their squad. It's almost. I don't know if it's even bigger than yours, Joe. Like, there's no excuse.
It's bigger. It is bigger. We've actually got quite a small squad.
Nathan Redmond, I thought he'd nearly retired. And Jay Rodriguez, these are guys that are the featuring. I think Redmond's injured. Rodriguez might play on Saturday because the short, but their idea of bare bones. There's no excuses for Park. It's got to get them up, and it's straight up, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I'm not sure they will. Some money as well, haven't they? Spent some money. I did the preview show last night with a Burnley fan, and they had a couple of options already. They had 2 players on loan with a option to buy, which was a mandatory, and they came for obviously Company, who went on to another European club and got a dream job, and then they've got Scott Parker in, and they weren't too happy. One of them had an option. He's saying he wanted to leave.
Wow.
Oh, really?
What are they saying? Are they happy with Parker, or what's the feeling at Burnley? What are they happy with what they've started doing that?
A bit mixed. There is people that are asking for him to out. 9 games in,
Wow.
sitting third. It's harsh, isn't it? That, I mean, really bad. But yeah, it's a mixed bag. I know. I'd swap places with him in a minute. Not with Parker, obviously, but the position.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about him, me. I'm not so sure about Parker, but he's done it before, hasn't he? But you know, I think he do it with Bournemouth and with Fulham. But if you look at both of them squads, they should have been winning the league, not second and whatnot. Didn't Mitrovic score like fucking, or was that another? No, was Parker there when Mitrovic scored all them goals? No, he wasn't, was he? Who was the manager? Does anybody know?
He was there for a while, wasn't he, Mitrovic? I can't remember.
Yeah.
This is a Yorkshire show, Joe.
Sorry, forget about that.
Yorkshire thing.
Yeah, true.
Ash, would you prefer to just have another game because you're on a little bit of a Danny rule last week, or because I just hate it when you've like had a good win, you've had a proper win like you've had, and you're thinking when's the next game? A Tuesday night and Saturday, and they're thinking here we go again. There's no games. I think it's one of those. If you're losing, it might be sometimes good to have a text and get.
There's about to be lots of games.
Yeah, there is. You're right. The breaks come at the wrong time for us, but then again, we haven't had that many away for international. We've had a couple of keepers for the under-21s, and Pierce Charles played for Northern Ireland, and that's about it. We had Deschamps Bernard didn't go to Jamaican international. He had a bit of a knock, but so we've had quite all the team there. So they say, don't they, get on the training pitch, have a week or two, couple of days rest, and go again. And like Hal said, it's Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday, Friday, whatever. Into it's a big old run into the Christmas now.
It's the championship is relentless.
Don't you think though that FIFA, that guy that we're representing Premier League, doesn't it make you mad though? Like they've macheted the FA Cup, they've got all the replays, they're going on them tours. Hull City went to Turkey. It's like, doesn't it? Honestly, Joe.
Yeah, because it's only going to be worse because now you've got international. There's going to be more international breaks because you've got the Nations League. When we eventually have more qualifiers with World Cup getting more bloated and Euros getting bloated, I feel like there'll be more international breaks. They'll probably be taking a heavier toll because the games will mean more because you've got more chance of qualifying. So players won't not go if they've got a slight knock. And often you do see that. We've just had Harry Suter fly and play against China and Japan, and he's just flown back yesterday, and he's going to probably play tomorrow. That is madness. He will not have slept. Yeah,
it's Well, we're the same, aren't we?
12.
We've had Tanaka as well, who obviously is from Japan and played against Australia, and we had Aronson play Tuesday night at like 3 a.m. He touched down and be in today, but then like the manager said they don't have time for a training session. It's a rest day, and then it's like straight into a game. So it's a bit of a nightmare. But what can you do?
I went to Scarborough Chester last Saturday, and the buzz around that game for FA Cup, it was unbelievable. Like Chester players when they lost were on the pitch almost like they'd lost the final. Scarborough were like Jonathan Green and manager were out on the sauce afterwards to be the chairman. It reminds you what football were about. I just thinking it meant everything to the FA Cup. It were like, and I'm just thinking like, even where's it gone wrong to like non-league, and the buzz still is there. It's definitely still there.
It is still there, and yet those two teams have got no chance of winning the FA Cup.
No,
and yet they still.
About that, is it?
No, of course not. And John O'Greening, funny story. I saw his debut for York City, which is I've not seen too many. If you try and think back to players you've seen make the debut, it's quite hard sometimes to remember. Go on.
Cesc Fabregas made his debut against Rotherham in the League Cup.
That's impressive.
That's
a very good
quiz question there, right? Who did Cesc Fabregas make his debut against? That's good.
Wow, that is good.
It's that FIFA. You must do something. Players have bollocks, mate. Your clubs are like taking you on these tours. You've got rid of the FA Cup. You've destroyed it and that as well. And these like Champions League, these groups. What are you getting now? It's like because there's 8 games. Like teams are just like picking and choosing when they want to win games. You don't. It's like I went to that Benfica. I'd let us 4-0, but they don't give a shit because they're going to qualify anyway. It's just like I don't know. It's like you're not getting. It does my head.
Messed up with the League Cup as well, didn't they? That draw was bonkers, weren't it? You know where they said about they had the top 6 in Europe were already drawn like the day before, and they messed up with that. And it just seems that yes, the money's at the top, but like you and Hal were saying about the FA Cup, the lower league, it's great to see that. I love that, and the money isn't filtering down. It doesn't matter how many games, European games or anything like that the FIFA, UEFA want to put in. It isn't filtering down for whatever reason, but for the family, the man, the woman, the kids that go to your local team watching an FA Cup thing, it means everything to them and to the club.
Right.
It's fantastic, and I love it.
I've done a video on this. I sent you guys all a link. Football is broken. Thank you, God bless you, Joe, and all who's sailing you. The rest of you, have a watch. Football is broken. There is a solution. It's on our channel. It's not a Sheffield United video. It's a football video. And Ash, the lad in it, really wants to speak to you as well. So football is broken. We can fix it. Check out the interview with Mickey Peaker.
Mickey Peaker, big Leeds fan, big Leeds.
That's by the by.
Oh, no, you have to spoil it.
Ignore that bit. Ignore that bit. He's got a good idea, and unfortunately, he supports Leeds.
Yeah. I was just driving back, thinking of like, I thought, I've been at a game that felt like proper occasion, felt like a cup final. One team's got through and buzzing, can't wait for the draw. The other team have gutted their out. And yet when it gets to our first, third round, even first it'd be like, we put a mix and match team or where's it gone to that? It's just anyway, move it on, man. It's
going to get worse. It's going to get worse as well when they do this Club World Fecking Cup thing. But I don't think that I don't even think they've got a sponsor for it yet. I don't know. No TV deal. That's it. I don't think it'll even go ahead. They ain't got Scooby-Doo. So yeah, anyway, right, let's move it. Ash, before we do though, you've got Burnley. Give us your score prediction. I think you gave it us, didn't you? Sorry, but go again. No, you didn't. You muted, pal.
Oh.
There you go.
Sorry, look at that. How many times have I done these shows? You know, it's like, with teams into it, even like 4 or 5 years on. I went positive on our podcast preview, so I'm going to be able to say me a 1-0 Wednesday.
Nice. I think it could happen as well. I've got a prediction that both you and Hull will beat Sunderland and Burnley. Sean says, Joe, looking forward to tonight's live fans phoning. Yeah, that's at 10 p.m, folks. These other lads talking about some small teams in Yorkshire might learn something. Sean, man, if you come on trying to give grief to the manager, it's you that needs to learn something, my man. Mr. Dodo.
€11.99 about next to his thing. What was that show, man?
He paid to make that crap comment. That's what it means.
Yeah, he's paid.
Once people start paying your channel, you can turn the lights on.
Yeah, it's always League One that gets stick. Matt about his Wi-Fi, me about the lights. Yeah, all right, you championship people could afford it, man. Yeah.
It's not actually how it works. It didn't make a lot of sense earlier when Joe was talking about Wi-Fi will improve in Rotherham after they make a sale of a player, but I let it go, and that doesn't make sense either.
You never know. They might invest it into the infrastructure of Rotherham Town Centre. You just never know.
Al, are you the team in England? Your Twitter is proper. Loving it, and I will be as well. I like it, mate, that they're cocky and, you know, what did he put after last game? It's like, let me remind me again, who's the only unbeaten team in England? It is in England, isn't it?
Yeah.
Top 3 division. No, not the Prem.
Not the Prem, because there's unbeaten in the Prem, right?
Oh,
yeah, but right, everywhere else, yeah, everywhere else. I did my preview. I've done my research, you see.
So you said it twice, you've done your research.
Let me get me all this bet sorted. 6 games we had a goal conceded. How cool is that, man? Solid as a rock. What a tune.
Come on, Hal, answer that question, mate. 6 games without conceding a single goal.
It's like I got a brick wall at the back. Harry Suter, he is so super. And Anil Ahmedhodzic. You know, Chris Wilder's done the trick again. He went with a back 3 when we finished 9th in the Prem, and now we've gone a back 4. And it's all with totally different players. And something about that guy, maybe because he was a defender himself, Wilder, but he puts a lot of stock in. We build from the back. So we get that sorted first. He couldn't do that last season because he came in and it was already train wreck. But he's worked on it pre-season, and it's just great to watch. You do feel very comfortable in games. Like, I genuinely, against Luton, never thought we were going to concede. And that's against Luton, who were in the Premier League last season.
Cooper's only... Go on, Hal.
I want Fielding Wilder coming back. I thought one of those, I'm not sure why you're back. I know, obviously, I had nothing to lose because you were pretty much down. But, mate, I know it's early days, but there's some really good signs in there on that as well. And it's like it's got his mojo, but everyone's behind him. It feels like back to your promotion. I don't want to jinx it, but it just feels like it's kind of heading on.
Well, Wilder never lost his mojo because he's a blade, isn't he? And You know, he always wanted to be manager of Sheffield United. And I think actually when he left before and he realised the grass isn't always greener and how much he loved it, and also living in Sheffield, it's quite handy being the manager of Sheffield United rather than Watford. But Michael Cooper, who you mentioned, Joe, yeah, he's only conceded 1 goal, and that was on his debut against Norwich, and he didn't know the names of the players because he just came straight in. Since then, he's not let a single thing past him. It's truly incredible. When you think we had Ivo Gerbic, who people were calling Ivo Garbage, and he was awful, and he didn't have a single game where he kept a clean sheet. So it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's very impressive. And I just think, like, when Burnley came, James Trafford got man of the match that day. And my only concern is if that we see something similar from Cooper. Listen, we've spoke about the game, Hal, already on Tuesday, but since then, obviously, we've had the presser, and Dan James and Manor Solomon are both back, which is massive news for Leeds because we've only had Ramazani and Nonto and not being able to change them. So the fact that we can also, like, for any fullback to deal with Ramazani and Nonto for 60, 70 minutes, then you're bringing on James and you're bringing on Solomon. It's going to be a tough night at the office. Be interested to see who he goes with up top because Pirro's in great goal scoring form, but Joseph probably suits the system better. I think the main concern for me is how good you are in midfield, and we've only got Tanaka.
That's our strong. You're absolutely right. That's our strongest area. I did send you a little private chat, Joe, and I think if you can get it on screen, right? Sheffield United have unveiled their new sponsor, and the first time we're going to wear it is against Leeds. I don't know if Ash, you've probably seen it. It is without doubt the worst.
Where have you sent it?
It's in the private chat.
Sheffield Wednesday have been accused of
Oh.
having awful sponsors. We had the flat cap, A-Up,
Chupa
we've
Chups.
obviously
Tom.
got Chupa Chup, we've had Chansiri on the front. Sorry, Hal, I think you may have beat us.
Yeah,
what is that?
It wasn't my choice, but I think get it on, Joe.
I am.
Cozzy, you've got to let me know your instant thoughts.
Oh my God.
Zoom in. What is it? Manners, man.
It's a cat.
Mannequin.
It's one of the lucky cats, you know, like in the Chinese culture, the little gold, you see them like in the Chinese shops, and it waves its hand like that, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like a company. It's just some lucky
It is a company. It's not a cat that's sponsoring the shirt. It's
Felix. It's Felix.
well, hey, our goalkeeper is definitely cat-like. It's a cryptocurrency, which has its own connotations. A lot of people don't like. We won't ever have gambling under our current owner. This is as close as you get.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Without it being actual gambling. There you go. I thought you should see that. We'll be wearing that against Leeds. And it might be lucky because these cats are lucky.
That's all they do in it. They just do that, don't they?
It's not a real cat, Joe. Stop having a go at the cat.
What's your current mascot? Like, what is it? Is it a pirate?
It's a Japanese cat, and it just does that.
We should change it to that. We should.
No, it's Captain Blade.
Yeah,
I
it was a pirate.
It's such an hard game call just because of the internationals. I don't know who's coming. I mean, obviously, like I read some of the Fart's press conference, and he's, we'll check on this and that and the over and stuff and like that. So I think even 3 weeks into it, and it's like, I really won't want to know which way this is going to go. It's how many Hal have you had away this week? How many players?
Have I bet either way?
No, how many players have you had internationals flying away? And all
we had away. Sorry. Well, we had Harry Suter away. We've had quite a few players in the under 21s. I'm trying to think who else would have actually gone because Anel has retired from international football. We had Sam Curtis, who's on loan out. He played. I can't remember, but it shouldn't be too
basically bad. Nobody, Cossie, because the shite.
Basically, that's not true. But we don't have too many injuries, and that's the main thing. And that's, I think, going to make for a better game. You kind of want the two best 11s going out against each other, don't you?
Will you come to win tomorrow? Will you come to win tomorrow, or what? What will you be set up?
Well, I've said to Joe on our little preview that we did. I say little; it was almost as long as this. I said to my wife, I was like, "I'm just going to chat to my mate Joe. It'll be 20 minutes. I'll come upstairs." That maybe don't read into that too much. We, I think, should go for it. Go for the kill straight from the off, like a cat with its prey. But I don't know if we will. I actually think we'll probably be very, very happy with the draw.
They're going to sit in and stink the joint out, Cossey, and Leeds United are going to have all possession of the football. And hopefully we take our chances, or we'll have an error like we did against Burnley and Sunderland and lose.
We spoke about that, Joe. And, these games historically have been strewn with Liam Cooper, Dean Henderson errors.
Mm-hmm. They have that. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to say, if we win this, we'll go on a run. Because
I actually would go along with that. And I'll also say the same for us. I think whoever wins this game, I think it's that big, gets automatic.
Right. Wow. So whoever they're playing on Tuesday, just back, guys, in tomorrow on midweek football. Whoever Leeds are shoving out of the plane on Tuesday, put your money on them.
No, serious. After Friday...
Away, aren't you, as well?
Middlesbrough away after
we've
this,
got Watford at home. But after Friday, we'll have played all of the top 6. So the fact that we're still in the top 6, having played all of the top 6, for me shows we've had a decent start against very difficult opposition. Our fixtures then turn. We've then got Swansea, we've got Plymouth, we've got Millwall, we've got Bristol City. I think Leeds United will just go bump, 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 bump. I do. So if we beat Sheffield United... Yeah, clip it, because we'll do it, Ash. We'll do it. I swear to God.
I'm still going to get you back from.
I've no stains. I've no stains on this. Oh, yeah.
You are. You like you're lactating.
He's one of those bibs with a catch on.
What even is that? I don't even know what that one is.
Don't even try.
That's your tears.
Yeah. God's sake. I need a whole new wardrobe, I think. Right, I'll tell you what, because it's a Yorkshire game, let's get some scores all around on the doors. I'm gonna go 1-0 Leeds. Hal, you're gonna go
2-1 Blades.
2-1 Blades. We'll save Ash actually. No, because we know Ash. Well, actually, who will he back? Go on. What's your score prediction, Ash?
2-2.
2-2. Okay, yeah, straight down the middle. Fair. Matt?
Yeah.
I was sitting on the fence as well, but a 1-1.
1-1. Fair. And Cossey?
Yeah, same as Matt. 1-1.
1-1. I think it's probably going to be a draw then, isn't it? Probably. It won't surprise me.
Joe, let's talk about Tuchel, mate. Everyone else does. We've got to do it. I think it's this. I'm not a big fan of it, Joe, but the issue is he's a German. It's as simple as that, mate. If this were Guardiola or someone else, any other nationality, it's because he's German. Some of the stuff that's been peddled, a disgrace, mate. I'm not a big fan of this, but some of the stuff, I know people say...
Did you see that Sam guy, the news reporter who said about getting Pep? Yeah. And then, what a dickhead.
That said it all, didn't it?
Yeah. What a
dickhead. Not wrong with a German manager. It's the way forward.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, why are they asking him as well if he'll sing the national anthem? Why? Why is that a question? Well, he said he didn't even answer it. He said, "I'll think about that." But it's like, why are you asking a German man if he's going to sing the national anthem? Like, why? It shouldn't fucking matter.
Yeah, if he doesn't sing 10 German Bombers, everyone's going to be Gammon are going to be like kicking off, aren't they? It's just honestly, it's got down to that. And I've had so many rows on other WhatsApp groups about it, and he's purely because he's German. It's as simple as that. They were like, so, is this? No, it's because he's German. Admit it.
And the people that are going mad are like that idiot who was sat in front of his TV during COVID when they were doing the kneeling, and he were going, boo, boo, his TV. I was like, are you for real?
There'll come a time, right? There'll come a time when there's aliens that they go, should an alien be the manager of the Earth football team?
He's obviously the best man for the job at this time. If you're a guy who wants only an England manager, who would you offer up?
Yeah, exactly.
Or who could you offer up, should I say? For me, I've followed England to tournaments and stuff, and I've been, and I don't care really, to be honest. I really don't care, and I don't. Will anyone, if he wins the World Cup, if he wins the Euros, will people care that much?
No.
I don't know.
No, definitely not.
I'm not 100%.
We'll be eating
anyway,
Broughurst in the street, man, weren't we? That big sausage and everything, man. If he wins its World Cup, I couldn't give a shit, man.
Yeah, and do you know what? You'll spill it all down your t-shirt.
Curryverse down the front. Yeah.
That's it. Curryverse.
Just been bundling just because Carsley's kind of been a bit. He's not been the greatest stats. Think shit. We better get someone. He's just really weird, isn't it?
Well, they said it was done. Didn't they say it was signed last Tuesday? So it was before the Greece game.
If you believe it.
It's like, oh shit, Carsley. That's a shock. What did we? Greece when it's terrible.
Greece, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd have done that. Maybe it's just because it's leak. If his name was Leonardo Carslerini, I don't know if he'd have been given more time, because it does seem like, oh, exotic. Isn't that exciting? When really, there was a time when every country was connected. Then you had the tectonic plate shifting, and we're all just growing up on different land masses. We're all from the same planet. Who really cares?
Yes, true. One side note, though, just on the Tuchel thing, no one's ever won an international tournament that's not from the country that's won it. And that is something to really think about.
No Englishman's won the Premier League either, have they?
No one's ever won the tournament that's not
from. So
no teams won the Euros and the manager wasn't from that nation.
That's right, yeah.
Well, that's wrong, because Otto Rehhagel managed Greece when they won the Euros.
Okay, so outside of Greece, anybody else?
Well, he's German. I think that's quite a good example.
No, but there is like, it's not done normally. Do you know what I mean?
I've just thought
like the last,
and it was done.
It means World Cup. Sorry, I mean World
Cup.
Oh,
World Cup. Right.
Sorry, I apologise. He means World Cup.
That is true.
Okay. Can you think of another, though? Just come on, seeing as you were being a dickhead and making me sweat, can you think of another?
Well, no, because I was on about the Euros. No, I've just said the World Cup is correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. So that's the next tournament that we partake in as well. So there's a reason for that, you'd imagine.
George, you just think that, like, just being born in and serious, like, obviously people said Sven had the group, Gerrard, Lampard, all that. We should have done it with them. Do you think that Tuchel's got even more of a group that should win it? It does feel like that for me, but I'm always a bit wary when people say this is the golden period. These are the players. But to be fair, you look at the other countries and you wouldn't swap many of ours for theirs, I suppose.
I do think this group is better than that other one. It might not be on an individual basis, but they were all knobs and didn't get on. Whereas this group, they actually are a decent team, if that makes sense. So, I just love them all, to be honest, if you want my honest opinion. I love Cole Palmer. I love Bukayo Saka. I love Declan Rice. I just like them as people. Jack Grealish, do you know? And I used to hate him in the Championship, by the way, but I actually now really enjoy him because he's a stand-up guy. So I think with Tuchel, every team he's been at, he gets late in tournaments, right? Like he won the Champions League with Chelsea, he's won things at PSG and obviously Bayern and stuff. So best man for the job. It's coming home. I think officially now we can announce it's coming home in 2026. And it'd be nice to take it from America as well, because they're sort of like tried to ruin football. So we can like go, we're going to take this home now. Keep your grubby mitts off it. Stick to throwing the egg around or whatever. Yeah.
No, it'll be interesting, mate. But the first priority, George, we need to get back in that Nations League top division, mate. Forget your World Cups, forget your Euros. We need promotion back to the Nations League top flight, because we don't want to be. I didn't even know we've got relegated. Honestly, what is it about, man?
I've just been sent this as well by one of the regular viewers who's always doing shit like this, and
Al, you need one of those new blade shits in your shop, mate.
I dribble for Leeds.
No chance. Oh, wow. Brilliant. That's brilliant. He's got
Al,
Microsoft Paint.
Shirts in your shop, mate. Then what is it? What animal is it? I forgot.
It's a cat. I feel like we've covered this.
No, we need it on.
Do you know, right, Cossie, you were here. What's that? Whose house is this? Let me, Cossie.
Not harder in my house, is it?
Yeah.
No, but where in the house is Hal's studio?
Oh, yeah.
Where is it?
Guess where I am.
Guess where he is.
It's not a garage or something, is it? No.
Well, you'd think that, wouldn't you? It looks like a garage. It's got like brickwork. Yeah, good shout. It's not the garage.
Wow.
I know.
Actually,
mad.
Yeah.
We were here, yeah.
It is part of the kitchen. It's like a kitchenette area.
You just move them shits. They stay there all the time. That's amazing.
No, I take them down because my wife hates them. She hates football and she hates everything.
That is dedication. The fact that you have to go and take them all down. That's it. Love, they're staying up, but I can't be asked.
And I just thought you were a green. I just thought you were a green screen. I thought you were just like a picture.
I'd do better.
I feel like it's do better with background though, because like Ash has got memorabilia.
I've got a chimney as well.
Yeah, Joe's got his water pistol or whatever it is. It's like British Art Foundation sofa, mate. That were enough.
That's no DFS because you're going to fucking Spain all the time. No DFS in your house.
Can't afford the lighting.
Aldi, mate. Fake Twixers at Aldi. They are on another level. Go to Aldi, get your fake Twixers, mate. They're unbelievable. They're better than the real deal, I think. Big call.
He's right on this. Of course, he's right on that one.
I got them from Aldi earlier on. Milk chocolate malted milks.
Oh, that red there. Look at red, orange.
That's my diet.
That's just the Leeds shirt.
That's my diet. I get up and just dunk biscuits into brews like that. That's all I do. Right, I think we'll leave it there because we've gone down a mad corridor again. Make sure you go subscribe to everybody's channels. The Wednesday week, the Sheffield United way, New York talk, and he takes that chance. Get in. I got them all, and of course Tuchel and back as well. I'll be back at 10 o'clock. I'm knackered, but it is what it is. We will be there. Members, the link will be out just before the show. Make sure you come and join us. Tonight's topic will be, is this a must-win game for Leeds United? So join us for that, 5 minutes as per. And we shall see you in a bit. See you next week. Cossie, if you're going to get off, mate, you can head off now.